Are you frustrated by being rushed every time you try to hit the ball during rallies? Imagine comfortably watching the ball gliding across the net and preparing your racket nice and smooth. We're looking at achieving effortless, smooth consistency from the baseline. But let's talk about what usually happens instead. Your opponent hits a standard, medium-paced deep ball to your forehand, but the moment the rally continues more than 2 times, absolute panic sets in. You feel completely rushed, chaotic, and every single hit feels like an emergency. And because of that panic, your contact point floats all over the place. If that sounds familiar, you're not alone. We're going to solve this problem today with a simple 3-step exercises that you can take straight to the court. Now, if you go to a regular coaching session, you might hear advice like prepare early or watch the ball carefully. But that doesn't actually help you. What I've noticed watching weekend players is that they let their non-dominant hand drop completely to the ground, holding their racket only with their hitting hand pointing to the ground in the middle of the rally. When that non-dominant hand drops to your side like this, you lose all immediate control of the racket. Your single hitting arm is forced to carry the entire weight of the racket alone. So when the next ball comes, your hitting arm has to do all the structural work by itself. It causes a major delay in your preparation, forcing your arm into an uncontrolled, one-handed takeback. This is especially true when the ball comes to the opposite side of the racket. It also tends to be a big backswing because you can take it as far as you can since there's no hand to regulate the movement. In my experience watching this movement, the gap between complete baseline panic and absolute control is mainly where your non-dominant hand is resting during the recovery. The core fix to this whole problem is enforcing a habit where both hands must return to the racket every time you finish a swing. Let's break this down into 3 concrete on-court steps so you can build this into your muscle memory. Step 1 is the shadow swing, where we isolate the movement without any balls. Stand on the baseline and do a full forehand and backhand shadow swings. Now look at my finish. The moment your follow-through completes, your non-dominant hand must snap back and grab the racket throat or the grip just above the hitting hand. Grabbing the racket with your non-dominant hand naturally regulates your movement, keeping your takeback small and compact for your next shot. This also allows you to stay coiled and turn, perfectly storing energy into your body until you're ready to uncoil into the ball. Don't just think about it abstractly. You want that racket to be right in front of your chest with the tip of the racket pointing upwards. Now, a quick warning as you do this. If you focus only on your hands, you might catch yourself standing completely straight up with stiff legs, which instantly destroys your ready position. You must link these movements together. The exact moment your non-dominant hand snaps back to your racket, your knees must bend as your hips drop into a wide athletic stance. If this kind of clear, step-by-step physical breakdown you can take straight to the court is useful to you, be sure to hit that subscribe button so you won't miss the next video. Once that feels natural, we move on to step 2, the first shot trigger. This is where you transition to a live ball. For this drill, have a partner or a ball machine to feed you a simple, single ball. Focus 100% of your attention on the first ready position. You must force your non-dominant hand back into the racket the exact moment your follow-through finishes, bringing you into a balanced, two-handed ready position as you look across the net. What you want to see here is you in the ready position as your shot bounces on your opponent's side. You're holding your racket with both hands in front of your chest, maintaining a good balance with slightly bent knees. It is too late if you decide to hold the racket with both hands when your opponent hits the ball back at you. Your ready position begins right after you complete the follow-through. Now you might be thinking, Rue, what if my opponent hits a wide-angle shot that pushes me off court? Do I still have to keep both hands on? And honestly, in an extreme defensive situation where you have to be sprinting sideways or diving for a ball, you'd be right. You have to break a form to survive. But what I've noticed for the players focused on consistent, efficient weekend performance is that 90% of the balls they receive aren't extreme emergencies. We treat them like emergency because our hands are light. For every standard rally ball, keeping both hands connected is the absolute baseline for control. This brings us to step 3, the continuous live play. You must check that both of your hands are holding the racket right after you complete the follow through. Now, if you don't have a partner who can hit a consistent baseline balls while you practice this rhythm, a fantastic alternative is to use the ACEMATE tennis robot. This AI-powered ball machine actually rallies back with you constructively. It allows you to perfectly control the exact pace, spin, and depth of your incoming shot, so you can practice two-handed recovery rhythm in a relaxed, highly repeatable environment until it becomes second nature. So if you want to check it out, I've left the link at the very top of the description below. When you get this step right, you will feel a complete sense of calm over your upper body. Because your hand is already in the place, your next take back becomes a simple, effortless turn of your shoulders. But watch out for this. If you find yourself slapping the ball late during rally, check your hands. Let's look at these two movements side by side so you can see exactly what's happening. On the left, in the gray, notice how my non-dominant hand just drops and stays dead after the hit. When the ball arrives, the hitting arm has to scramble backwards all alone, causing that late, desperate slap. Now look at the right. The moment the swing finishes, the non-dominant hand snaps back to the racket, and the body instantly drops into a wide, athletic base. It leads to a perfectly timed, clean forward contact point. There are no high speed, explosive jumps, or extreme flexibility requirements here. It is a simple, highly achievable habit of hand placement that completely changes how much time you have. Go ahead and save this video. The very next time you find yourself choking, rushing, or feeling frantic during the match rally, don't panic. Just step off the court, pull up these 3 steps, check where your non-dominant hand is, and reset your hands. Because here at Rue's Tennis Lab, the goal is always to help weakened players like you understand exactly what's going wrong. Smarter, not harder.